And now, Internet Everything proudly presents 12 It is based on the story of Cinderella. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young girl named 12 had 6 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Tina, Winona, Elena, Lana, Verona, and Ella. Tina, Winona, Elena, Lana, Verona, and Ella made 12 do all the chores. Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said Tina, Winona, Elena, Lana, Verona, and Ella all together. One day, the king of 12 messenger arrives and says, Hear ye, the king of 12 is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Stuart Coupling. But 12 is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. They then argue over who will Prince Stuart Coupling marry. Later, 12 is so sad about not going to the ball and marry Prince Stuart Coupling while doing chores. Suddenly, her fairy godmother asks 12 what's wrong by saying, Why are you crying, 12 So, in which 12 responds, I can't go to the ball and marry Prince Stuart Coupling. 12 fairy godmother says, I can help with a bit of magic. And waves her magic wand. And because of that, 12 chores are all done. But her fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, 12 go fetch me a pumpkin. Luckily, 12 has 12 pumpkins. 12 fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn 12 pumpkins into a handsome coach drawn by 24 strong horses, and then 12 rip clothes and do-rag into a gown and crown. 12 said, I've never seen such a cobble-tastic gown. Get a load of my glass slippers. How can I ever thank you enough? 12 fairy godmother said, Well, you can't. But have fun, 12 but I would warn you. Return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everything will change back to the way it was before. 12 accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Stuart Coupling was wondering who he should marry. Tina, Winona, Elena, Lana, Verona, and Ella say all together, He's walking towards me! But he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards 12 May I have this dance? Asks Prince Stuart Coupling. 12 responds, I would be delighted. Prince Stuart Coupling and 12 dance happily together. But later, 12 realized it's almost midnight. So she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost both her glass slippers. Prince Stuart Coupling was so worried that he might never see 12 again. So he traveled all around 12ville to find her and brought the 2 glass slippers with him. By the time he arrives, he knocks on the door of the home where 12 and her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 12 he finds Tina, Winona, Elena, Lana, Verona, and Ella. Prince Stuart Coupling then said, Ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper? Tina is first, but her foot is too big. Winona is next, but her foot is too small. The rest did the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, Prince Judah Coupling notices 12 singing. The glass slippers fit! 12 gets so excited because she's happy to have Prince Judah Coupling back. And then 12 and Prince Judah Coupling lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you're enjoying this story, Andrews Doers. And if you want to see some more sequels or Cinderella parodies, tell your friends about it. And I bet you're not gonna, I don't know. I bet you're gonna have a ball. And I must say, don't lose a shoe. Take care. Bye. And now, Andrew Knows Everything proudly presents 16erella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a bit of a twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young adult girl named 16erella. 16erella had 7 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Sophia, Isabella, Xavier, Tina, Eliza, Eloisa, and Nina. Most of them constantly made fun of 16erella. They made her do all the chores. 16er wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said Sophia to Nina. One day, the king of Sexta Cumlingham's messenger arrived and said, Hear ye, hear ye! The king of Sexta Cumlingham is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Sexta Coupling. But 16erella is not welcome. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters are. They then argue over who will marry Prince Sexta Coupling. Later, Prince 16erella is so sad doing chores about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Sexta Coupling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother asks 16erella what's wrong by saying, Why are you crying, 16erella? In which 16erella responds, I can't go to the ball and marry Prince Sexta Coupling, but I have lots of chores to be done. 16erella's fairy godmother said, I can help with a bit of magic. She chants the magic words. Sexta-dentity, sexta-dauntity, sextu, and waves her magic wand. Because of that, 16erella chores are all done. But her fairy godmother is not done yet, she said. 16erella, go fetch me a pumpkin and some mice. Luckily, 16erella has 16 pumpkins and 32 mice. 16erella's fairy godmother chants the magic words. Sexta-dentity, sexta-dauntity, sextu, and waves her magic wand again to turn the 16 pumpkins into a handsome coach, the 32 mice into horses, and then 16erella's ripped clothes into a gown and crown. 16erella said, I've never seen such a Sexta Couple-tastic gown! And get a load of my glass slippers. Fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough? 16erella's fairy godmother said, Well, you can't. But have fun, 16erella. But I will warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everything will change back to the way it was before. And so, 16erella accepts the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Sexta Coupling was wondering who he should marry. Sophia and Nina say all together, He's walking towards me! But he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards 16erella. Prince Sexta Coupling then asks, May I have this dance? Prince Sexta responds, I would be delighted. Cinderella and Princess Decathlon dance happily together. But later, Cinderella realizes it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball. And she was running so fast that she lost both her glass slippers. Prince Sexticulling was really worried that he might never see Cinderella again. So he traveled all around Sexticullingham to find her and brought the glass slippers with him. By the time he arrives, he knocks on the door of the home where Cinderella and her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of Cinderella, Prince Sexticulling finds Sophia to Nina. He then said, "Ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on these glass slippers?" Sophia is first, but her feet are too big. Isabel is next, but her feet are too small. The rest did the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, Prince Sexticulling notices Cinderella's sweet singing. The glass slippers fit! Cinderella gets so excited because she's happy to have Prince Sexticulling back, and they both lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrew's Doers. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Andrew Does Everything, and buy our merchandise at AndrewDoesEverything.com. Take care! Bye! And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents 42-erella. It is based on the story of Cinderella, with a bit of a twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young adult girl named 42-erella. 42-erella had 8 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Farah, Olivia, Ramona, Tanya, Yvonne, Tasha, Winona, and Una. All 8 of them constantly made fun of 42-erella and made her do all the chores. 42, wench, sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said the ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters all together. One day, the king of 42 birds' messenger arrives and says, "Hear ye, hear ye! The king of 42 birds is going to throw a ball and with lots of food at 9 o'clock. And 11 o'clock is dance time. And whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Dua Quadrigentupling. Can I come?" asked 42-erella, but she's not welcome. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters Farah to Una are. "He's going to marry me," said Farah, the oldest stepsister. "No way, Farah." "Wrong, he's going to marry me," said Olivia. "Both of you are wrong, he's going to marry me," said Ramona. The rest say, "All 3 of you are wrong, he's going to marry me." Later, 42-erella is so sad, upset, and distraught about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Dua Quadrigentupling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and comforts her. There now, 42-erella. I can help with a bit of magic. Nobody will know it's you." And so, she waves her magic wand. And because of that, all 42-erella's chores are all done, and her best party dress is fixed and made bigger and better. 42-erella says, "I've never seen such a Dua Quadrigentupling-tastic gown! And get a load of my glass slippers. Fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough?" But 42-erella's fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, "42-erella, go fetch me a pumpkin and some mice." Luckily, 42-erella has 42 pumpkins and 84 mice. 42-Arella's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 42 Foxes into a handsome coach and the 84 mice into horses. 42-Arella climbs into the coach. Her fairy godmother says, "Have fun, 42-Arella, but I will warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everything will change back to normal." And so, 42-Arella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Dua Quadrigentupling was wondering who he should marry. "Wondering who to marry, son?" asks the king of 42burg, in which Prince Dua Quadrigentupling says, "Yes, father, I don't know who." Suddenly, 42-Arella arrives at the ball just in time. Farah, Olivia, Ramona, Tanya, Yvonne, Tasha, Winona, and Una say all together, "He's walking towards me!" But he's not walking towards any of them. Prince Dua Quadrigentupling is walking towards 42-Arella. He then asks, may I please have this dance?" "I would be delighted," said 42-Arella. Prince Dua Quadrigentupling and 42-Arella dance happily together. But later, 42-Arella realized it's almost midnight, so she screamed out of the ball. And she was running so fast that she lost both her glass slippers. Prince Dua Quadrigentupling was so worried that he might never see 42-Arella again. The king of 42burg comforts him by saying, There, now, son. I think we'll be able to find 42-Arella," he said. And so, they began their journey all around the neighborhood to find her and brought the 2 glass slippers she lost with them. By the time they arrive, they knock on the door at the house where 42-Arella and her 8 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters, Tina to Ona, Farah to Una, live. But instead of 42-Arella, they find Farah to Una. They then say, Prince Dua Quadrigentupling, "Ladies, my father and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper?" "Slippers?" Farah is first, but her feet are too big. Olivia is next, but her feet are too small. "Nonsense! They fit!" she said. The rest did the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, the king of 42burg and Prince Dua Quadrigentupling noticed 42-Arella singing. "Prince Dua Quadrigentupling and your majesty is going to throw. Is that you guys?" The king of 42burg exclaims, "My dear daughter-in-law, 42-Arella, we found you!" And the glass slippers fit. And now, 42-Arella, Prince Quadrigentupling, and the king of 42burg lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrew's Doers. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Andrew Does Everything, and buy our merchandise at AndrewDoesEverything.com. Take care. Bye.